And here we are on Sunday. And I'm so glad that you joined us today as we celebrate life together, as we explore life together, as we go deeper into this idea of life. And the deeper we go, the questions we ask, the more aware we become, the more aware we become, the more we can learn. So I want to just remind you that everything begins with you. You can find your tribe here, whether you live next door or around the world. We are connected through the unlimited spiritual energy that transforms us, both individually and collectively. The more we connect, the more powerful we are together. So all of you that are out there, wherever you are in the world, please check in. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what questions you might have. Say hi to other people in the community. Really start to engage. That's what we're building here. While we cannot meet in person, we're doing this, and we're getting together so that we can come together, we can unite with each other together, and we can take a journey together. And that journey is a journey about becoming more aware. So if you've got any time during the thing, post a comment, post a question. It's all good. And know that within 12 hours, for sure, I will be back to you personally, answering any question or comment that you might have, because I want you to know that I'm here, I care, and I will give you ideas, because you know what? I don't know what's right for you. Only you do. And I'm here to support you by giving you ideas that you test for yourself. And that's the key thing. Until you prove it for yourself, until you've had the experience, you will never own it. So that's where you need to be. You need to be in that place of questioning everything. Everything. Even if you questioned it yesterday, question it again today, until it becomes something that you truly know that is your heart desiring to express an experience. So before we go on and we explore some new ideas today, let's just settle down and let's go within for just a few moments. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chair. Make your back straight. Gently have your hands resting on your lap. And let your eyes just close. Bring your awareness to conscious breathing in and out through your nose. Gently, easily, peacefully breathing. There's a mantra called Aum, A-U-M. A-U-M are the primordial sounds of the universe. All sound resonates from those three sounds. So as you're sitting there with your eyes closed, hear the mantra in your vibration. Aum. 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 Say it to yourself. Let the vibration influence the vibration that you are, and allow yourself to come back to source, to that place where you are one with everything, where the boundaries of your body and the boundaries of your mind disappear, and you blend into everything. And all that exists is a point of consciousness, which is you. An individualized point of consciousness within the infinite consciousness that is life, that is love, that is the thing itself. Feel how good it feels to be resting in the arms of love. There are no worries. There are no feelings. Pure inner peace. This is your natural state. It is from this state that you create the movie that is your life. And every time you come back to this state, you can continue the same movie, or you can start building a whole new one. It's up to you. That's the choice of free will. knowing that the power exists within you. Bring your awareness back to your body, back to your mind. Start to feel the sensations in your body. Move your body gently. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome. Welcome back to this life, your perfect life. So I thought what I would talk to you today about is the idea of what is life's greatest challenge. I have friends all over the world who are experiencing challenges in life. I have one friend who this morning took the LSAT. He has studied hundreds of hours in the last 3 months to do the LSAT. Everything else stopped. I have another friend who's starting their own business, and everything in their life is about focusing on that business. I have someone else that I know very well who's focusing on health. They've got a deep, deep health challenge, and everything is focusing on health. And so when I look at all of these experiences that everyone is having, I start asking, what truly is life's greatest challenge? And then I realize in the idea that our life is something that we're creating in our mind. It's a movie that we're the director, we're the cameraman, we're the actor, we're the person watching the movie, we're everything. I realize that no matter what our situation is, our job is to look beyond the illusion, and see the truth. So what do I mean? What's the illusion? The illusion is whatever the human mind, whatever the human ego is creating. The illusion is something that is a one-sided thing. Either you are in extreme bliss or you're in extreme depression. It's the extremes that we have in life that go from my relationship is great, my relationship sucks. You see, how we interpret it is the filter that goes on in front of the camera, and that determines our experience. So then we ask the question, okay, if everything is an illusion, what is the truth? That's a really good question. How do we answer that? What is the truth? Because most everything we see is an illusion. Then how do we get to the truth? Well, is the truth what Jesus said? I don't know. I think that's an illusion. It's mankind, humankind, that's made up what Jesus said. They wrote the book. Humans wrote the book. Saying that God wrote the book. No, God didn't write the book. Humans wrote the book. And it's been rewritten many, many, many times, translated from many, many, many different languages. So there's many, many different perspectives. What is a perspective? An illusion. So when we start to look at that, in order to find the truth, I believe that we must raise our level of awareness. In other words, we must broaden the lens through which we're looking at life. And it's not that, have you been good or are you bad? Well, wait a second. Who determines what's good or bad? Is there a force? Is there a being that says this is good and this is bad? I think we've created God in man's image now. That's not the truth. The infinite. Think about this, the infinite. Everything is included in the infinite. Everything. There's nothing that's not in the infinite. So what would be the common thing there? It's the B word, folks. The one truth about the infinite, it is always in balance. Everything must be in balance, or the infinite would self-destruct. Think about that. Everything that exists, that could exist, might exist, must be in the infinite, which means nothing is missing. And when nothing is missing, there's only balance. So then we ask, okay, in our lives, what do we do? You see, the infinite only knows balance because without it, it could not exist. So if we translate that from the macrocosm to the microcosm, when we know balance, we're truly living life as it was meant to be. When we are living in imbalance, we're in crisis. We're having more challenges than we can come to. And so what I've learned is that in our personal life, all misery comes when we cannot find or understand that we are in balance. We've set ourselves up to an unrealistic expectation. And when we can't meet that unrealistic expectation, we're miserable. If you're taking a test and you've got an expectation that you're going to get 100% on that test, and no one on the planet has ever gotten 100%, have you set a realistic expectation, or have you set yourself up to be greatly disappointed and experience misery, depression, anxiety? What does balance mean in your life? And I think balance is something that's different for everyone. You see, I believe a truly fulfilled life is one where we experience contrast and then we come back to balance. I don't believe that we're meant to live in balance all the time. But I think balance is that point where we come back and we recharge. We don't burn out when we come back to balance. So we'll be out there studying for this magnificent test, studying our butts off, and then we come back to balance by meditating, letting go, getting into deep breathing, doing something physical, something different than what we were doing. So life comes back into balance in that moment. Our mind, our body recharges. Isn't that what we do when we sleep? We stop the mind from thinking, we stop the body from moving, and we allow the body and mind to be in balance. And when we're in balance, we recharge. That's why having a deep, restful sleep is so important to our health, mental and physical health. Because if we don't, if you're not getting enough rest, if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not giving the body time, the body will definitely rebel and you will experience dis-ease. Whether it's physical disease or mental disease, it comes from not allowing yourself to recharge and being in balance. You see, our purpose, I believe, our purpose is to connect with our truth, with all that is, to create. We have the ability to create whatever we want, to experience, and then to reconnect and begin the process all over again. Do you see how it's a cycle? It's the connection, the creation, the experience, and then the reconnection, the creation, and the experience. And that's the cycle of life. But in order to do that cycle and be effective, you've got to always connect. And connect means to find balance. That's where our power is. Our ability to experience more all depends on our level of awareness and the point of view that we look at life. So becoming aware is the idea of being able to see more than a one-sided life. Becoming aware is being able to see as much yin there is yang, as much black there is white, as much good as there is not good. But it all depends on the perspective in which you're looking at. Everything does. Got to be relationship. And there are things that are not that fun for me in a relationship. But I don't look at it from one perspective or the other. I look at it and say, oh, this is a very balanced relationship. And then I ask the question, what is the purpose of my relationship? Well, the purpose to me is to support me, to support my partner, to grow me in awareness, and to grow my partner in awareness. And while doing so, to the best of our ability, have fun. So I can look at both sides And I can be comfortable with both sides, because to not be comfortable, well, look at this. Here's what happens. When you start a relationship, what do you see about the other person? Only the good. And you're juiced, you're infatuated. After you've been with them a couple years, what do you see? The other side. And what happens if you don't see the balance, you start focusing on what's not working. And normally, according to what psychology says, that's about 7 years. What happens in 7 years? Itcharooski. You get the itch. You start looking, oh, that one looks better. Maybe it would be better with that one. Problem is, most people who buy into the itch go with that one for the first 3.5 years. It's great, if that long. The next 3.5 years, they see the other side. What happens again? The itch. The itch is there to tell you you're out of balance. Everything in life happens for us to experience. But once we experience it, we come back to balance. When we become attached to an experience, that's where the Buddha says all suffering begins. Anytime you're attached to a particular expression, a particular emotion, feeling, whether it's positive, negative, whether you're attached to substance, whether you're attached to shopping, whether you're attached to food, there will be suffering with it. So the key thing is find balance. And I will say to you that the number one first step to find that balance is to build a daily meditation practice where you let the body rest, you let the mind rest, and you just center and you focus on the breath. And some of you are saying, I don't know how to do it. It's hard. Well, there's many, many, many teachers out there. I happen to be one. If you'd like to learn with me, join me at 7 a.m. Central Time every day on Zoom. I have a group and we meditate every morning, 7 days a week. Go to the Agape website, agapespiritualcenter.com, click on the calendar, and you'll find the link. Come join me for 1 week straight and feel what it's like to start every day in balance. So I started last week with leaving you with an affirmation, something that you could say over and over during the week that will help you. And I believe last week's affirmation was just simply, I'm aware. Today, I'm expanding on that affirmation. And today's affirmation is, I am aware that my life reflects my level of awareness. I am aware that my life reflects my level of awareness. And as you say that, you start to really, truly understand, I am 100% responsible for my life experience. And that, my friends, is the greatest power you could ever realize. Because once you embrace that, you will never again be a victim. Life's greatest challenge is for you to become aware of the power and the balance that exists within you. Let's pray. I know there is one. It is infinite, it is all-knowing, it is everywhere present. It is the past, the present, and the future. It has always been, it always will be. It is all wisdom. It is all action. It is the seen and the unseen. It is the known and the unknown. Being that I know that it is all there is, I know that I and each of you listening are individualizations of it. We are drops within the ocean that is life itself. And as individual drops, we have all the properties of the ocean within us, and yet we're still part of the ocean. We never lose that ability to know the oneness that we're a part of, because we're always a part of it. And it is in the knowing of the part of it that we experience a sense of deep balance, of connection, of life, of love, of peace, that is more beautiful than anything we could imagine in human form. I know that there's a calling within each person listening now that is drawing them to becoming more aware, to see the balance, to see the truth. And every day, the inner wisdom within them guides and directs them to that next logical step, to experience yet a higher level of truth about who we are as individuals and who we are collectively. I just bask in gratitude, grateful to understand and know and embody this truth, to share this, and to experience it at a level like I've never experienced it before. And for each person listening to experience it at a higher level. So knowing that this is already implanted within the infinite mind, and what is known in one part of the mind of the infinite is known in all parts of the mind of infinite, I let this prayer be, for it is already done, even before I have spoken it. And I simply affirm it and I say, and so it is. Amen. Well, I want you to know that we are honing our skills at Agape. And we're changing things and finding ways through this challenge that we call COVID of bringing this message to serve you and others. And I'm going to ask for your support. I would like you to make a donation to Agape so that we can continue to bring this work in more expansive ways. You'll find a link. Please click on the link and make a donation, or go to our website, agapespiritualcenter.com, and give so that we can do that. What I want you to know is that this week, one of the ways we give back is we're doing classes. We've got classes starting on Monday, Universal Spiritual Principles. That's a 5-week class. And on Tuesday, I'm starting the Mastery of Self-Love, which is a 6-week class. They start at 6:30 Central Time until 8:30 Central Time, and that's in the PM. And each of you is welcome to participate in however way you want to participate. All of this is being done Zoom, and you will get the opportunity not only to study with me and others, but you'll be able to connect and build relationships with other people of like mind. I think right now in the world, with all the contrast that's going on, to be able to tap into individuals of a like mind is the greatest support that we can have today. So I'm asking you to walk this journey with me and others like me as we claim our power by understanding love, being love, experiencing love, and sharing love with the world like it's never been shared with before. Go out and be the great you that you are. And until next week, know I care for you, I accept you, and I love you just the way you are. Aloha.